everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Batman's sidekick Robin, and out of the four main bearers of the title, who was the best one to fill the role as the Boy Wonder. Now, before we get into this, I would just like to say, even though I believe my opinion is an informed opinion, it's still at the end of the day just an opinion. And I don't want people to think that this is a definite answer about who the best Robin is. It's just, in my opinion, who is the best Robin. That's what this video is about. So please, save hate. This is just my opinion. With that, let's get into it. So, to figure out who the best Robin is, we have to examine the role of Robin and why Batman thought he needed a partner in the first place. Because, after all, Batman is pretty much a beast by himself, without any help from anyone. But there itself lies the reason he needs a Robin. To keep him from becoming a beast, like so many of the villains he engages on a nightly basis. You are what your environment makes you, and Batman needed somebody to ground him, and this is where Robin comes in. So let's keep this in mind as we move forward. The first incarnation of Robin was Dick Grayson. He was an 8-year-old acrobat and the youngest of a family act called the Flying Grayson. A gangster named Boss Zuko had been extorting money from the circus and killed Grayson's parents, John and Mary, by sabotaging their trapeze equipment as a warning against defiance. Batman investigated the crime, and as his alter ego billionaire Bruce Wayne, had Dick put under his custody as a legal ward. Together they investigated Zuko and collected the evidence needed to bring him to justice. Dick Grayson would keep the role of Robin well into his teens. And on one mission, after the Joker stole a rare jewel, he was confronted by the duo. During the struggle, Joker shoots Robin in the shoulder, causing him to fall from the edge of a building. Batman takes his time to stop the Joker before rescuing Robin from the building's ledge. But his delay caused the media to believe and claim that the young hero was dead. After having delivered the Joker back to Arkham Asylum, Batman takes Dick Grayson back home, where he tells the young man that he has decided to make use of the media's false claims to retire Robin from the public eye. Much to Dick's dismay, he agrees with Batman's decision, but he also tells his mentor, and I quote, "If you want Robin to stay dead, that's okay with me. But you've trained me too well, made me what I am. You can't keep me from pursuing my own destiny." Enter Jason Todd, who was a young street orphan who first encounters the Batman while attempting to steal the tires off the Batmobile in Crime Alley, the very place where Batman's parents were murdered years before. Bruce Wayne sees to it that Todd is placed in a school for trouble use instead of turning him over to the police. Jason earns the Robin mantle a short while later by helping Batman apprehend a gang of thieves. However, Todd does not wear the Robin costume until 6 months of training. Batman notes that while Todd doesn't possess Dick Grayson's natural athleticism and acrobatic skills, he can become a productive crime fighter by channeling his rage. He also believes that if he doesn't help Todd, he will eventually become part of the criminal element. Jason Todd only wore the Robin mask for roughly a year and a half, because of the events of Death in the Family. He was captured by the Joker and presumably killed by him. After that, Batman didn't take on another Robin for quite a while. The next person to find themselves donning the Robin mask was none other than Tim Drake. Tim got the gig a little differently than the past two Robins, because as he was a fan of the Flying Graysons in the circus, he was familiar with the feats of the first Robin. After seeing some footage on the news of Batman and the first Robin capturing the Penguin, he noticed that Batman's sidekick could perform a quadruple somersault, something that only one person in the world was able to do, Dick Grayson. From that, he deduced that Batman had to be none other than his hero's adopted father, Bruce Wayne. It's only after these two heroes were captured by Two-Face did Tim take it upon himself to put the costume on and save them. After some convincing from Alfred and Nightwing, Batman reluctantly agreed to take on the boy, but only after he completed a lot of training. Tim proved himself to be much different than the others, in the fact that he was much more reserved and detectively inclined than his predecessors. He ended up leaving the role of Robin, becoming Red Robin, only when the next person to take the name showed up. Damian Wayne, who obviously is the blood son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, was raised by his mother until the age of 10, at which point she left him in the care of his father, who had not been aware of his son's existence until that point in time. Damian is violent and self-important and was trained by the League of Assassins, learning to kill at a young age. He currently holds the title of Robin. So who among these four is or was the best Robin, going off the context of what the position was created for? I think we can immediately eliminate Jason Todd. Jason's rage and rebellious nature did little to nothing to hold Batman back from the brink. Who knows? If the Joker hadn't have done what he did, he could have actually drove Batman to be more violent than he needed to be. The next one I say we can eliminate is Damian. While under the Batman's tutelage, the character has made leaps and bounds in his personality, but nonetheless he can be at times even more aggressive than Todd was when he wore the suit. I would like to note that Damian is, in my opinion, has the most potential for combat ability. He could even one day surpass his father in that aspect. The next one, and it pains me to say so, because out of all those mentioned, he's my favorite, and that's Dick Grayson. While Dick is the most well-rounded Robin in terms of abilities, and is the standard everyone after him was held to, he has constantly butted heads with Batman, and the relationship has been tense during certain times. Once he came into his own, he was no longer sidekick material, and he knew it. That leaves us with Tim Drake. Tim Drake is the best Robin because he idolized Batman. He's not a hothead like Todd or Damian, and he doesn't feel the need to do things on his own like Nightwing. He likes being a partner to the Caped Crusader, and has quite possibly worked with Batman the longest out of any of the others. So in the end, as far as a Robin keeping Batman in check, my vote goes to Tim Drake.